Okay, everybody. This is the Chazz Says Anything on YouTube. And if you like what you see or hear, click the subscribe button on the bottom right corner. Okay. And I'm going to introduce one of my guests. The other one's not here yet. This is my buddy Justin Weiss from Amazon, one of my Amazon brothers. What's going on, Justin? How you doing?
Not too much. Long time no see, man.
You hear me, Justin?
I hear you fine. You hear me?
I won't talk. Yeah, I hear you now. Yeah.
Long time no
Let's put it
see,
this
man.
way. I won't talk about. You hear me?
Yeah, I hear
Yeah,
you.
you too. You do hear me? Okay, good.
Yeah, I hear you.
So, we won't talk about Dallas just yet. Okay, we'll talk about them because I know you want to get something off your chest. We talked about this before, and the other guest is going to be DJJ if he does show up. Okay, so he might be doing something at the moment. So, I just want to acknowledge something, Jason. Quick, where's my? There we go. Okay, so. I want to acknowledge these champions of my confidence poll that I did. So I know one might be actually watching right now. Fourth place goes to Peter. He's actually my oldest player. He's 79 years old, guys. He knows his football. He was my bowling partner for about 4 or 5 years. He knows what he's doing, and he obviously knows how to pick. Look at these last 2 weeks, 200 and 232. And he won this week. He won week 18. Jim LeBruno and these 4 places I'm talking about, they actually won money. So they won for the season. They won money. Third place went to Jim LeBruno. He might be watching. I think he works at night, but he'll watch this at some point. Jim LeBruno got third place overall. He had a rough in between. You can see this 84, bad week 6, but he caught back up. Number 2, Joey Bonello. I tell you, and I think Joey's the one watching right now. He just subscribed to the channel. He had a run. The last 4 weeks, he was in the 200s. He was in the, I'd say, 9-10 range and jumped right up to number 2. And number 1, we've never met, but he was the only guy that when I put this public, he responded. Robert Rutherford from Illinois. He knows his football. He says he knows his football. He truly does. And top number with 3082. 176 wins. We got a couple of people that actually has 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a 5th one down here. Quidata. Yeah. Quidata had some this is a fun, I'll promote this league right now real quick. For next year, we had 37 people. This could be higher. There can be more money involved. This is what it looks like. All these people that were in it. Multiple winners here, too. Even down here, there were people who won. So you can win a week and still be down here. So there's ways to win. All right. So next on the list, Justin, let me take this off. Okay. So next on the list, I got an update on Damar Hamlin. All right. I don't know your thoughts, but let me go over this real quick. So Damar Hamlin, from his hashtag, his at handle on Twitter is Hamlin Island. This is from January 7th. He put out, "Putting love into the world comes back 3 times. As much thankful for everyone who has reached out and prayed. This will make me a stronger on road to recovery. For his sake, I hope he recovers." I just, this type of, occurrence, I'm not sure he's coming back. This is if he can do it, God bless.
He's a fighter, man.
What do you think, Justin?
He's a fighter.
Yep,
He's a fighter. I just saw an updated picture on Facebook this morning, and the photo I saw with his mother, I was shocked that he was at that level compared to where he was at a week ago.
Yeah,
he's a fighter.
I tell you, I didn't know much about this kid going into this game. I'm not a Bills fan, but I'm a Bills follower. For my fantasy team, I had Josh Allen. I'm a Bills follower, so I knew a lot about this team. And honestly, when their defense started to falter a little bit, I wasn't sure where they were going, near the end of the year. But they've been able to hold on. So, and this might actually spur them up to a point where they might win their first title. Think about it. In the 90s, they had 4 championship teams, couldn't win. This might spur them to get their first. I mean, it might be an interesting story down the road.
It'll be a good call.
So before we go into the NFL, this is the game of the night right now. I mean, I'm not watching it. I don't think you got a TV on in the background. It doesn't sound like it.
No.
So TCU, Georgia, do you follow college at all? Do you follow this at all? I tell you, I watched both college football games on New Year's Eve. And I did the picks with my kids on Saturday. And me and my son Hunter both got TCU. Now, my kids don't know much about football. They're just picking by names. But TCU, the way they played on New Year's Eve, that quarterback Connor can play. I mean, he took it to Michigan up and down, left and right. Didn't matter. And Georgia didn't show me much when they had to go to the end. Literally, as the ball's down, Ohio State was kicking a field, trying to kick it by 10 feet. So that they barely won that game. So in my opinion, I think TCU's winning by 6. I said this at work today. I'm going to say 37-31 TCU wins the championship, but that's me. So, all right, now to the NFL games. I don't want to do it. I know I gotta. Let me. I gotta refresh my pool host. So, give me your impressions on Dallas. I did Dallas. I had a friend, weirdly enough, and I wish he could have come on. I don't know what John's doing right now, but he was at the game. He was down there in Washington, and I can only imagine he was killed, with people, lauding at him. You guys suck. I can just imagine what he was getting. Yeah. So, what's your take about Dak and the coach and everything else? I'm curious to hear.
After last night's game, I mean, I've been saying it for a while, but I didn't want to believe my own thoughts. Even people at work rubbing in my face, like Dak cannot handle pressure. I did not want to believe it, but after watching last night's game, Dak, he can't. Yeah, he cannot. I don't see us winning game 1 in the playoffs because Dak, he cannot handle pressure whatsoever. But then again, Cooper did so well with Dak's advice on the sideline, but Cooper. I would settle with Cooper, but I have a really good friend at work that totally disagrees with me. And he's a diehard Dallas fan. That he thinks that Dak just stay on, fully on, but Dak can't handle pressure whatsoever.
So you're thinking you need to draft a quarterback next year?
Yes, 100%.
Or you're going to get a free agent quarterback? I mean. Because I think he's still got a couple years left on his contract, right?
Yes. I don't know how many more years, but yes, he definitely does still have a couple more years left. But if you put two together, Charles, he's helped. Right, Cooper Rush was 6. Cooper Rush was 6-0. Cooper Rush was going to be 6-0 until we played Philly. But if you figure our backup doing so well, I mean, If it wasn't for him, we would.
You know what though? But first half Dallas and second half. Yeah, first half at Dallas and second half Dallas, in my opinion, dude. Dak I don't think he healed properly. I don't think he was ready to come back. They might have rushed him back. These quarterbacks, they always want to come back early. I mean, look at Lamar Jackson. He's coming back this weekend. I don't think he's gonna do well. I still got to do my football picks. I got to figure that out, but. I just don't think Lamar Jackson is coming back at the right time. But I think Dak did the same thing. So if he heals, I think you might have a better Dak next year. But
yeah,
I'm sure guys at Amazon are. I'm going to say I'm sure guys at Amazon are busting your chops. I mean, I'm clearly expecting John and Chris and you can name the person. Yeah, you can name the people. That's why I put it on Facebook. I wanted our Amazon brothers to see that you were going to be on and see what they got to say. You know, you're going to be the stud that Gio and all these guys from the receiving area, they're going to be watching you. They're going to hear you. So this is going to be on forever. So you're the first Amazonian on my show. So
oh wow, I'm honored. Man. I'm honored.
So okay, let's talk about a couple other games. Let's see get your opinion on. So as you can see, Dallas game, dude, everybody was pissed, and I don't like using that word. I'm trying to be friendly for kids, but everybody I know who picked. I mean, look at this, dude. Dallas, bad. Now Green Bay losing that was interesting.
Yes.
Yes. I had a funny feeling Detroit was going to win, but I couldn't put it down on paper. I knew Detroit was tough. They played us tough. I don't remember if they played you, but they played us tough. But Detroit had a fight in them that I see. Aaron Rodgers just completely folding like a bad habit. I mean, it was bad. And I really think that he's retiring. I don't think he's playing football again. I could be wrong. I mean, these guys don't like to quit. But what do you think?
No, I don't. I agree with you 100%. I don't think he wants to quit, but I think he's gonna have to, hang a jersey up though, most definitely.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think he's done the best he could now.
There weren't other really bad games. I mean, the shocking game was probably Denver beating the Chargers. Now the Chargers didn't need the game, but Denver sucks. There's just no, and now they were home, but 31 points. Come on. Oh, I mean, I didn't see that one coming.
Neither did I. In the pool that I'm in, my neighbor, when I sent my picks in, I picked them a couple of times beginning of the season. I forgot who they played, but he's like, like, how dumb can you be to pick them? First of all, like he laughed at me when he saw my picks when I picked them the first couple of times. But yeah, I thought they had a chance.
I mean, I will say, you look at the first two games. Everybody, literally, 98% of my pool got Kansas City and Jacksonville. I mean, it's only one or two people didn't pick them. I mean, that was easy. Buffalo, you figured they'd win. That was a little closer. That score is not indicative of what that was for most of the game. They got back to 23. What was it? 28-23. They were within, shouting distance. Minnesota beating Chicago. If they didn't, it would have been really bad for them if they didn't beat them. The Miami Jet game, that was a sleeper. I swear these Jets, that is a sleeper team. I mean, and they were 7-9 or 7-10, whatever they are. They weren't a bad team.
No, they weren't.
They have really sleeper teams. They weren't. It's crazy. I mean, they're going to have to retool, and I think it's their forget the quarterback. I think they need to retool the backup quarterback. You can't have Flacco as your quarterback. I mean, he just ruins anything if your quarterback goes down.
Yeah,
that's a bad move for the Jets.
And speaking of the Jets, though, a good friend of mine, Keith, at work. Keith, he's diehard Jets fan, but never loud, never keeps everything to himself, keeps quiet. As much when the Jets, when they were kept winning this year.
Yep.
Until they're at where they're at now, with all the everyone complaining, especially me of all people, complaining how bad my team is right now. Every time we lose, we just go right on Facebook like, hey, how about them Jets? Just flat. How about them Jets?
That is funny.
And that would just
So, and let's see. I'll go one more. Let's see. I'll go to my Giant game. I gotta talk about Philly Giants. You work in Robbinsville. There's a lot of Philly fans there.
Yeah.
And I tell your Philly buddies. I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say it right now. And I know they're all gonna hate me, and that's absolutely fine.
They hate me already.
Philly is losing their first game. Whoever they play, whether it's the Giants, whether it's Tampa Bay, whether it's Dallas. And I highly doubt it's gonna be Dallas. But I hate to dig you there. The way they're playing, it's gonna be hard for me to pick Dallas over Tampa Bay with beleaguered Tom Brady. But
are you saying that because
so it's gonna be one of those.
Hurt?
Jalen's coming back.
And, no. Are you saying because he's hurt? Is that what you?
Well, he was hurt. I mean, you can see he was hurt, yes. And we weren't playing any of our defense, first teamers. Thibodeau wasn't on the field for a down, and Jones and Barkley weren't on the field for a down. Only guys that were on the field were the wide receivers. They needed those reps. So, honestly, I feel for the Philly fan right now because they're going to be crying in the streets if they lose that second round match. 100%. And I really see that happening. And it's hard for me to even fathom that the Giants can actually beat Minnesota, which I think they can, and then go beat Philly in Philly. And remember this. Some fans might remember, Justin, you might remember, the Giants did this with Dallas years ago. I want to say 2010. Lost to Dallas twice. Okay. I lost at home, lost there. Went to Dallas. That was one of those 3 away games that we had. And we won. We figured it out in the playoffs. We won. Yes. I really think, not even my heart, I think my head is telling me that that's going to happen. Now, who we play in that next game, whether it be number 4 Tampa Bay or number 2, who's number 2? Shit. San Francisco. Duh. So I don't think we can beat San Francisco. I think we can beat Tom Brady, but I don't think we're even going to see Tom Brady. I think San Francisco is going to take out Tom Brady. So if it's Giants San Francisco in San Francisco, that I'll say right now, the point spread is going to be 14, maybe more, and we're good. I think they'll cover. I don't, unless Daniel Jones runs and makes it a game. If he can't find his receivers and he starts running, they can make it a game. They can cover. I don't think they can win. So I think we can go as far as the NFC Championship, but that's about it.
You think that's really?
Yeah, that's as far as we can go. We're not. I don't think we're going to the Super Bowl. Like I said, that's as far. We could lose first round. I mean, Minnesota, they beat us, but it was by a field goal, a 61-yard field goal. Philly, you remember that, Beth? Yes. I know if you're watching, you remember that. Philadelphia beat us in our home with a 61-yard field goal. That I remember that day still. I have nightmares about. I can't remember his name. I'm sure Beth is screaming his name right now at me. She hates him. She hates him when he misses. She loves him when he makes it. Jake something. It just popped in my head. So we've been hurt before by the 61-yard field goal. I don't think we will be this time, but I'll do that pick next, on Saturday sometime. All right. So I did a little list. I did a list of quarterbacks in the playoffs. Okay. My little, where did I put it? There it is. Okay. So this is my list of the top quarterbacks in the playoffs. You see where your quarterback is there, Justin?
Yes. What if it was Cooper Rush? What? Cooper Rush, though? What if it was Cooper Rush? What would you say?
If Cooper Rush was there, he might be over Lamar.
In the middle.
I think I'd put him 12. Yeah, I'd put him 12.
Really?
Because you're facing against a pretty decent Tampa Bay team, and Tom Brady's on the other side.
Yeah.
See, that's why I even have Daniel Jones over Kirk Cousins, because I think Daniel Jones can do more than Kirk Cousins can.
Yes.
But can he do it more than Jalen Hurts? No. Can he do more than Joe Burrow or the top 3? No. He's not beating any of these top 3. Maybe even top 4. Although I think as a team, the Giants can beat the Eagles because the team is better minus our wide receivers.
Yeah.
Like our defense can hold that team. I mean, if I remember correctly, and I had Miles Sanders, for my fantasy league, and he didn't do any points against the Giants. He had like 5 points, 6 points. That's not what Miles Sanders has done all year. The Giants actually shut him down. So you shut him down. Yes, they have other wide receivers. Yes, they have a quarterback who can run. But no, I'm going to say, God forbid, what happens if Hurts gets hurt again? Do you really trust your backup? I mean, he didn't show it the last 2 games. So,
yeah.
So, I mean, I think most people would agree with my top 3 or maybe flip it around here and there. I definitely think Jalen Hurts and Tom Brady are 4 and 5. It killed me to put Herbert so low, but he's hurt. So, and I know like people are probably going to think, oh, Brock Purdy, he's Mr. Irrelevant. He's only played 3 games, or 4 games, but he's won most of them and he's played well. Trevor Lawrence is just coming into his own. I don't even know if they can win the next game. But Trevor Lawrence is just coming into his own. And then obviously Miami, I think that you could put in anybody and they'll do better than whoever they got right now.
100%.
I mean, me and you could, and I can't quarterback anymore. My hands, my back, there's just no way. But anybody in their 20s, hell,
yeah,
go to a grocery store in Miami. I'm sure you could find somebody. I mean, they got Kurt. Who was it? St. Louis got Kurt Warner that way.
Yes.
It couldn't hurt to go to one of those. What are those supermarkets? Publix. There's Publix down in Florida. Go to a Publix. Find a big strapping guy like 6'2", 6'4". I'm sure he could throw a football. Anyway, that's my little rant. I was gonna do a rant later. That's my rant now for that. That's for Miami.
That's pretty funny.
I'm sure Tim, if he's watching, my Miami buddy, he's probably like, you're probably right. You get that Publix kid. So.
No, but I agree with you 100% where Dak Prescott stands right there, though.
Yeah, I mean, I want someone to tell me I'm wrong. I know you're not, and because you're illogical. So I want the illogical Dallas fan to come on, put something in the comments, say you're wrong, and then tell me why. And you know who I'm talking to? Reggie. Anyway. Sorry. See, even Flip might agree with me. Flip will probably agree with me. Nico might agree with me. Although I'll say this, and you'll like this story. So this guy Nico, he's a friend, a nephew of a friend of my fiance's, and I met him years ago. And he's a big Cowboy fan. You know what he tells me? And this is before Eli Manning's possibly in the Hall of Fame. He's like, he's not a Hall of Fame quarterback. It starts going off, saying that he did nothing. He didn't. I'm like, he won a Super Bowl. He actually was on the other team that won the second. The defense we know won. He got 2 MVPs. That's fine. We know the defense was the first Super Bowl. So yeah, he tried telling me for a whole night. I think it was either a Christmas party or a New Year's Eve party. I forget what it was. Tried a whole night. I'm like, I was exhausted. But we're friends now. We're friendly. So I'm curious what he'd have to say. All right, so go from there. Let me take this down. Next thing, Denver Broncos are actually asking for permission to interview your defensive coach. You put this up, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's where I got it from. So
yes, I was pissed off when I heard that. I was mad.
I figured.
I was mad.
I mean, what you wrote. So go ahead. I'm listening.
No, I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I've heard my my old neighbor that I grew up with all my life. He's a diehard Jets fan, so we butt heads a lot. But he gives me a lot of
grief.
Yeah.
How can we PG it? Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he knows his football, even though he picks the wrong team. He knows his football. Like he just won, or he the little pool that we are for neighborhood pool. We won his 8th time, 8th time in a row.
Mm-hmm.
No, but
get me in that pool. He's not winning 8 times in a row.
He gets me no matter what. He beat me in 1 game today. But just tells me that Dan Quinn, when he was the head coach, he played for Falcons, Atlanta Falcons, I believe. Yeah, he did poorly there though. But when he
I know who you're talking about. I can't remember the name.
I think it's for Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah.
But and he did poorly there. He got fired. Whatever. And, he came to Dallas. I think right after. But every time he's the way he sets up our defense in Dallas, the spotlight's on him. Like the camera's always on him. Like he is a great defense coordinator. If it wasn't for him, we would not, especially last year too, getting to the playoffs, all the games that we won, and this year we would not be where we're at. Was for Dan Quinn. He is a great coach. I don't know why he fails as a head coach, but he's a great coach, man. I know people are saying,
I hear you. I feel for you.
But like, I got a lot of comments saying that give him a chance, give him he needs to get up there. But for all hey, come to Dallas.
I will say this, and I think I'm right on this, so you might actually be good. I think that Denver is going to give their first round draft pick to New Orleans. I think they're going to try and hire Sean Payton. I mean, he's being very mum about this, which just tells me that, they're talking to him and he's talking to them and he can't say a word. So I think you're okay. Now, could he go to Indianapolis? Because that's they need a coach, whether it's offensive or defensive. They need Jeff Saturday wasn't that guy. I think if you had seen my first episode, it was the day after Indy was beating Minnesota 33-0 and lost that game 39-36. So, and I said that wasn't Jeff Saturday's fault. That was everybody's fault. And I said that you can't blame him. Now, what happens 2 weeks later? He SHIT the bed. I mean, he really went off the rails. I mean, so I won't be surprised if I'm honestly surprised he's still the coach. I mean, it's fire Monday, isn't it? I mean, I completely forgot. I hadn't seen anybody get fired. And usually, like the one guy you saw, the guy in third place, Jim LeBruno, he's posting on Facebook like all day long. He's a former podcaster himself, and he's posting about all these different sports. I've yet to see him on one Facebook post talk about a firing, or someone getting hired on those two spots. I'm a little surprised. That we're not doing that today. So, go figure.
But no, right. I get everyone's 100%. Like if you do good, get a promotion, but win with us first. Like if he wins with us, go for it, Dan. But
if I know there's some Dallas fans that would be like, okay, fire McCarthy, make him the coach.
Yes. Yeah.
So I know a couple people that cannot stand McCarthy, and they're Cowboy fans. So
yes,
I thought he was an okay coach, but I can really tell it was Aaron Rodgers that won that Super Bowl, not him. So, all right, next. So this is the second to last football story. So I saw this on Facebook too. This is the first time since 1999 when Jacksonville became a football team. All three Florida teams are headed to the playoffs. That's insane. I mean, it's unfortunate though that only they're actually two of the Florida teams are the home team. Now, can either home team win is the question. I mean, you're playing in your home field. Tampa with the old quarterback, Jacksonville with probably the youngest quarterback in the NFL. Can they win their home games? That's going to be the key, because if they can at least get that one home game, they can try. I mean, Jacksonville would be facing number one Kansas City. I will say more than likely that if that's the case where Jacksonville wins and they play KC, wow, that's going to be a game. So I want to see how back and forth that game is. That will be the game that shows us, will he be the next Josh Allen? Because remember, Josh Allen and Pat did that back and forth thing, 2 years ago in 2020? So I would like to see that second round game. We'll see if that happens, because 5, 6, 7. Hold on. Let's see. No, I'll go with that. Let's see. 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I kind of see the Chargers winning, but I mean Jacksonville could do it. I don't see Baltimore winning. So it's really this game right here, in my opinion, that is going to be
winning.
playing against Kansas City.
Yeah, I don't see Chargers winning. I don't see Chargers winning.
You don't? No. I got to go back and forth still because, like I said, the Chargers are good. They got players. They got pieces. So, yeah. I mean, they're going to Jacksonville. It's just, I don't know. I just, that's thank God I have a week to figure out who I'm picking because, that if it was like 3 days, that would just boggle my mind as I'm working. I don't see. I have a job now where I sit down at work and I actually have to type on a computer. So if I have that on my mind as I'm typing, that's a good thing. So if I was water spidering like I used to be, I could do that because that water spidering, it was I don't want to say senseless job, but it was, you could think and have your thoughts and have discussions too.
Yes,
is that you weren't being what is it? Looked, huh?
You like bothered, but then again, with associates, yeah.
What are you doing right now over there at Amazon? Since I'm talking about water spiders, I'm curious. What are you doing?
I'm in the ship dock now. When I step, I'm no longer a PA. I step down. I just butt heads with my.
You didn't go. You're not in Robbinsville anymore.
No, I'm still in Robbinsville.
You're still Robbinsville, PA.
Yeah.
Okay, very cool. Very cool.
But no, I stepped down from PA.
Yeah.
I stepped down after all the hard work I got to get there. I stepped down out of 2 years, and I was like, fine. Like, hey, if I'm stepping down, you are putting me, I'm back on day shift. I got day shift back, and thank God that the guy was giving me overtime left and right, 50 hours a week, and I'm able, to maintain my income.
Very cool. Very cool. All right, last football thing. Well, it's sort of the last football thing. Farewell to J.J. Watt. You know what? I feel for. I'm going to miss him. I know we got his two brothers on Pittsburgh, and I know Jamie, who almost came on the show today. Jamie, my fiance's friend from down in South Jersey. She knows Pittsburgh, so she knows those Watts. I remember this guy when he first got drafted. He's gonna be missed, and he never won a title. That sucks, but that's the one thing with football. You don't have to win a title to get in the Hall of Fame. So he'll be fine. He'll be a Hall of Famer in 5 years. He'll be fine. You think so?
100%. And I tell everybody at work, even though they say, the Cowboys don't have a good record that, Eagles have, if it wasn't for CeeDee Lamb, CeeDee Lamb should be one of those people running for MVP.
Probably.
CeeDee
Lamb's the only guy on your team doing anything right now.
Yes.
So fortunately, that doesn't make him MVP. So not in the wide receiver position.
Charles. Some of these plays though, like mind-boggling. Like how? Like I don't know, man. He should be up. Running for that.
Okay. This guy start today says, as it stands now, who's going all the way? So who do you think's going all the way? I mean, right now. I mean, that can change in a couple of weeks. Justin, who do you think right now is going all the way? But while I put this cough drop in my mouth.
Hopefully it's us. I mean, Charles. I mean, I'm going to say, hopefully it's us. But all right, thinking. All right, if it's not Cowboys,
okay,
not the Cowboys.
Forget hope. Use your head.
Kansas City.
Kansas City. Who you got now? Kansas City. You guys? So Kansas City and Dallas.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. Justin going homer. See, start today. Whomever you are, I appreciate all your comments. I'm probably gonna go Buffalo in the AFC. I think they remember, if Buffalo and Kansas City make it to the AFC Championship, and I have this in my my playoff pool. Playoff pool that I'm running. I actually have a little box that says, and this is from the NFL, that the game will be a neutral site game. So something like Indianapolis, something like Minnesota, where there's a dome more than likely. So Buffalo will win in a neutral game. It's going to be close, point game, more than likely. So I'm going to go Buffalo, and I'm going to go San Francisco. Right, because San Francisco is with Brock Purdy, and I don't think either Garoppolo or Lance, although I think Lance is done for the year. I don't think Garoppolo's coming back. I think he's as bad as they got Brock Purdy. I think it's San Fran. I think it's Buffalo, and it's close in that game. I'm still going Buffalo. I just made my ex-wife happy. Buffalo is going to win the Super Bowl right now. As of right now, Buffalo wins the Super Bowl. You're welcome.
Well, Charles, what do you think about us, though? How far do you think we'll get again?
Right now, I think you lose first game.
So you think we're going to lose first game?
I hate to say it. I think you're losing first game.
All right.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think you're losing first game. Now, ask me a week ago, I said Tom Brady couldn't get past the Cowboys. That last game showed me a lot, man. That last game showed me a lot. Commanders.
Yes.
Didn't you lose twice to the Commanders?
No. Yes.
The first time?
No.
Okay.
Wait,
I'll give you the.
I want to say we beat them. No, I want to say we beat them. I'm thinking of no, because they lost to Philly. That's what's in my head. We lost to Philly. Philly lost to them. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But no, we beat the. No, the last game of the Commanders, I'm pretty sure we beat them.
Okay. So you went 1-1, but the way you lost that last game, that's more defining than whatever you beat. You beat them.
Yeah.
So yeah. You're not going to come back on with me. I can see it. No. let's get to another disheveled. Let's get to another disheveled fan. You can see this guy. If anybody in the New York area knows this guy, Evan Roberts on the WFN. Need more time to cool off, but right now I'd blow up this staff. He's talking about the Jets. Tell your friend that this New York guy, this New York radio guy, wants to blow up the team. That the Salah's only had a year to, kind of mold. So Evan Roberts, he's a hothead, but he's the better of the hotheads on his show. Craig Carton, he's a nut. That's just my opinion. I mean, I don't mind him. I don't hate him. I don't hate the guy. But Craig Carton, he's a mouth who thinks he knows sports. Like he jumped on the bandwagon of the Yankees, and there was no reason for him to do that. It is. All right, next. Now we'll go to baseball. Done with football. I think we'll be done with football. I think that we covered everything that needed to be covered. Mike Lupica yesterday, I saw. So this was a tweet from probably looks like 2 days ago, but it was really trending yesterday. When you read or hear about a source saying that there's a renewed market for Carlos Correa, now that his physical has made Mets hesitant about. Okay, switch. Really? No. So okay, there we go. Guaranteeing him $300 million. That source is always Scott Boras. Wow, Lupica is putting Boras under the bus. That's funny. I'm curious if Correa is going to stay. I want him to stay. I want there to be a Mets team that is paying all this money and see how they do. We were always as Yankee fans, and I'm not sure if you're a Philly fan, a Yankee fan, Met fan. I don't. Are you a base fan at all?
No, I don't really follow baseball, but I enjoy watching the sport. But no, Yankees. I would pick Yankees though. Yankees, I'm a fan of.
Okay, so as a Yankee fan for, I want to say now over 25 years, I should put this out in the world. Now that I have a voice in the world, that I was a Met fan. I grew up in my youth, or my youth is, if since I'm close to New York, my youth, I grew up a New York Mets fan. I grew up in the 80s. when Darryl Strawberry and Dwight Gooden were the guys. That team with Keith Hernandez, Gary Carter, 86. I grew up. I actually started watching in 85. So I saw that team. Now, 88, 89, 88, they made the championship, and I was still a fan. When they purchased the contract for Bobby Bonilla, and then got Willie Coleman, that hated Willie Coleman from St. Louis. Two together. I was not a big fan, and like I said, my guys were all gone. Carter was gone, Strawberry was gone, and now to their own demons. But not Carter, but obviously Dwight and now come 1994, who pops up on the Yankees? Darryl Strawberry. So of course I'm going to gravitate to there, and that's the year Derek comes up. That's the year Bernie's there, Paul Neal's there. So I started in 94 as a fan of the Yankees. So that's my Yankeedom, and I wanted to get that out there because I think people need to know I was a Mets fan. I do follow because Beth and her family are all Mets fans. And
so is my grandma.
I'm even going to get this out too, since I know I'm running on time. But Citi Field, and maybe I should probably put this up on my banner, but I didn't. Citi Field is 10 times better than Yankee Stadium. And that's coming from a Yankee fan. That's coming from a Yankee fan. What I experienced at the Yankee-Dodger game this year was, I don't want to say pathetic because that's making it too harsh. But the fact that there were no cops on our level, no security on our level, and you just had people running. We had back seats, like literally back end seats on the second level. And people are just coming up on top of you, standing out, like breathing on you. And remember, we're still going through COVID. It was frustrating. Now, a month earlier, I went to Citi Field. I had my kids with me. We sat in the Coca-Cola seats. It was their first time there. We had a blast. And for what we paid for the seat, and we actually had a ticket that we could go into the lounge and before the game sit and eat. Now, it was what we paid for the food was ridiculous, but we could sit inside when it was hot. It was great. And security was awesome. Kids, we were sitting in the back row of the Coca-Cola area, and the cops were, and the security were, is this okay? Is that okay? Because there was a bunch of crowd in the area. They loved, I will go back to Citi Field every time. What I don't like, just to tell you, it's beautiful. It really is beautiful. The one thing I don't like, and I'm going to call out Mets fans, and it may not be New Jersey fans, but it's New York fans. You Queens fans who don't like the Yankees when it's not a Yankee game you were at. You don't be chanting Yankees suck. I almost lost my lid. We're going back to the train by the Willits Point train. And all I'm hearing, Yankees suck. Yeah, I'm like, you just played the Marlins. Why are you yelling Yankees suck? I'm like, I didn't even Yankee stuff. I don't do that. I'm offended when other people wear other clothes of other teams to a game where your team isn't playing them. It's stupid. I'm ranting today. Wow, sorry.
It's good though. You go. It's good.
I get on rants and I go, man. Okay, we'll go past this. I can't find this one. I had this like 2 weeks ago. What addition to AL East will make the biggest impact? I had a whole list of people that I can't find. It's a so. It is what it is. All right. I wish I had DJJ. This would have been perfect for him because he's a WWE guy. You know what? Maybe he's watching Raw now, which, I get it. But, Apparently, Vince McMahon is planning to sell WWE. And I don't know this WWF oldschool.com. I don't know what they are. I keep seeing them pop up on Facebook. If this is legit, this should be a bigger story. I know Triple H is the CCO or COO, something like that. His name is Paul Levesque. That's his real name. And his daughter, Stephanie, and some other guy are the CEOs. They got all these different guys running different things who used to be wrestlers. And we were talking about this last week. I didn't realize that Shawn Michaels is actually running NXT. Now, I'm not sure if you're a wrestling fan, but NXT really has become it's almost the third string, and it's not the minors anymore. Now, these guys are legit wrestlers. This is a legit force. And they're going up against the AEW on a different channel. And AEW, you don't see on Monday night, you don't see on Friday night. You see them on Tuesday going up against NXT. They thought they could do better. And I'm telling you, I think AEW is not as good as NXT. So I'm a little surprised Vince wants to sell. If he's going to sell to anybody, sell to your kids. Your kids want to run it. Let them run it. So that's my opinion on that. Do you have an opinion? Are you a wrestling fan at all?
No, but when I was a little kid, I followed a lot. But I outgrew it, as an adult. But no, when I was younger, though, I lived on it. Believe me, lived on it.
Got it.
Hulk Hogan stage and all that. Yeah, I lived on it.
Yeah. So I saw this. There's gonna be a new Daily Show guest host. I saw it on Twitter. I can't find it now. I took it away, but I saw like Leslie Jones, I think, is doing it her first show on the 17th. They got a bunch of DL Hughley, a bunch of different people, different comedians. I'm curious if it. I wonder if this is going to legit stay because Trevor Noah was the guy. He was the last of the good ones. Yeah. I don't know if there's another one that can be as good as him. You ever watch the Daily Show?
You here and there. I mean, I used to, but yeah, here and there, I'll put it back on.
Yeah,
but consistently, no, not really.
It's not a go-to, but yeah, I hear you. Yeah,
it's just find the time. It's like you have time to do.
Yeah, exactly. So tonight, and I know it's probably going on right now.
What?
There's a new poster out for this Quantumania, and the new trailer is going to be on sometime during the game. So if you haven't seen it, if you're watching me or you're watching us, and you're doing something else, it should be on YouTube at some point. Just try to find it. I can't wait to see this. I've yet to see Wakanda Forever, and I think I'm going to have to wait for it to come on Disney Plus because, we just never got to the theater to see it. But I cannot wait to see this. I'm a huge Marvel fan. So I need my Marvel people to, speak up, tell me what they want to see, so I cannot wait for this. Now, this is sad. I'm not sure if you saw this, Justin, but it was a random tweet yesterday that I found. The White Sox announced that Liam Hendriks has announced he's beginning treatment for non-Hodgkin's lymphoma.
No, did not know that.
Never heard of the guy? Oh, yeah. Have you ever heard of the pitcher? No?
Oh, yeah, no, I've heard of it. I never knew he had this, though. No.
Yeah, that just came out yesterday. That's sad. That's not a fun. That's not a fun disease. I mean, not like any
not
disease.
At all.
Not like any disease is fun, but that's.
He's that good of a player too.
Yeah, he's a very good pitcher. He's a top flight pitcher, and that's gonna suck for him. But the White Sox were good with him. That this hurts their pitching staff, plain and simple. He was probably, if not their number one starter, their number two starter. So
that's it.
All right, now I'm almost positive. I could be wrong, but you're not gonna know anything about this. And I've been told I'm losing my man card for this. Random tweets about Landview at Landview, PA. You ever heard of One Life to Live?
No.
No.
No. What is it?
Whoever's watching, the three people who are watching are probably laughing hysterically. Whoever they are. One Life to Live was a soap opera from the 60s into the 90s and early 2000s. Okay. So some reason it was trending. I guess these random people just trend and put stuff on Twitter like daily. So One Life to Live, they said, who's the greatest love triangle? Well, I think it's this one. I have to agree. Let's see if I can find it. Picture. No, oh man. Oh wait. I think I have it. Nope, that's not it. Let me try. I gotta find it in my pictures somewhere. Did I lose? I had it last night. This is annoying. All right. Well, there's this this group of 3 people, and people might remember if they watch us down the road. It was Cord, Tina, and Max. That's the love triangle that from One Life to Live that I think is the greatest love triangle. And he even put this woman character named Gabrielle. And weirdly enough, Gabrielle, I mean, I tell you, back in the 80s, she was one of the hottest soap opera actresses. I forget her name. I want to say last name is Bouvier. Someone hopefully will tell me. She was one of the hottest actresses of her time, and she was on One Life to Live. And oh my God. So if you could look up Gabrielle Courtier, I believe her name, or Bouvier, maybe Bouvier might have been her last name, her character's last name. But yeah, Max Holden, Tina. She was actually stepsister to Vicky. I know. Justin, you're probably like, oh, what are these people? Yeah, Vicky was actually one of the main characters on the show.
Yeah.
And her stepsister is much younger. It's a whole story. If people want to look up All My Children, or not All My Children, now I'm really outing myself. Not All My Children, One Life to Live. It was a fun soap while it lasted. So okay, now I have to do the rant I was expecting to do. Drivers in New Jersey specific that don't use their blinkers. You might have something to say about this. Let me get mine out first. I live in Middlesex County. I grew up in Monmouth. And I used to work in multiple other counties too. I worked in Robbinsville. I work in Union now. So I've driven in multiple counties in this state. Middlesex County, you're the worst. You don't use your blinkers. None of you. I'd say at least 80%. We live in such a congested little hole in New Jersey, and nobody uses their bloody blinkers. This needs to. I almost want to say this needs to be a law to fine people. I mean, maybe I'm one of the few that do use it. I've been in enough accidents. I've done enough speeding in my life. I've learned what not to do. What I do is use my blinker. I hate it. I want to be like my first ex-wife and chase these people down. That's how mental I get. I mean, it's insane. They just don't use it. And I don't use my horn. Okay. I'm not a horn person.
That I do.
When I use my horn, you did something wrong. I can be very patient. And my fiance will tell you, I've now talked about her at least 4 or 5 times tonight. I drive when it's the 2 of us. I don't like it when she drives. I don't want to say I get nervous, but I don't want to get nervous. So I'm better off driving. She'll still yell as, I drive whoever else, but I'm usually pretty calm. But once you tick me off, once you get under my skin, it's not a good day for the non-blinking people. It's put on the driving your driving wheel. It's on your wheel right here. All you got to do is flick it up and down. That's all you got to do. Use your blinker, people.
Charles.
That's what it's made for. That's what it's there for. Do it. Thank you. I'm done. Go ahead.
Charles, the number one thing, though, no, when it comes to driving, get out of the left lane if you're not past it. If you're just going to do the regular speed,
that too. Yep. No, I agree.
Out of that left lane.
I agree.
That's the only thing I care about.
I agree. Oh, my
only thing I care about.
My future brother-in-law is absolutely like that. If he now, granted, he also probably goes 85, 90 miles an hour, and I can't say probably. I've seen it.
So do I.
I've been in the car. So
yeah. I'm the same way. My foot's heavy.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, you're right. Left lane is for passing only, or going 90 miles an hour past everybody else. You know. I mean, seriously. These new, and I tell you, Middlesex is the worst. I cannot stand the drivers in this county, especially, and I hope the mayor hears this. Mayor of Woodbridge, your town drivers suck. Okay, this is the worst town, and we have Route 1 and 9. Okay, which turns into 1. Yeah, we got the Turnpike and Parkway, which actually aren't that bad because it actually gets worse down by Robbinsville. That's where it gets worse.
Yes.
And I blame Amazon on that. But anyway. So, and here's where I'm going to blame Amazon too. Although it's not Amazon's fault. They asked to go in a certain spot. And I don't know what the letters are, but you might know them. There are 2 Amazons in Edison, New Jersey. And not only they are in Edison, New Jersey, they're on the same damn road. They're on opposite sides of Route 27. Who in their right mind thought that? I tell you, I'll never move to Edison because I don't want to deal with any politician in there that did that. We got another comment. They don't want to hear me yell. Let's see. What's the other comment? Oh, yeah. 287. Start today. You're absolutely right. 287 is another joke. I'll give you that one. 287 is another joke. I live off of one of the spots of 287. Route 1, no, 1A is my come on and come off point. You know, so anything between 1 and 8, where Rutgers is, I tell you, I love the summer. Nobody's in school. It's a beautiful thing that people go in and out. It's only going into Staten Island where it's a joke. Yeah. So, but we all know that. So it's almost an accepting thing that 287 going into 440. Okay, we can deal. But when Rutgers is in, and people are apparently working all day, all night, that's when that just crumbles up into I could take a bicycle and get home faster. It's nuts. So, but thank you for that, 287. You're absolutely right. He must live close to whoever Start Today is. He must live closer to me than I thought. All right. Let's do some birthdays. So got a couple birthdays. I don't know if you got any birthdays on your side, but I got 2. It was my brother Kevin. Turns 43 on the 10th. So that's tomorrow. Yeah. So his birthday. His birthday's tomorrow. I'll see Kevin on Wednesday for bowling. So he's my bowling partner. So I'll see him tomorrow. So yeah, happy birthday, Kevin. You're 43 years old. You're not catching up to me, unfortunately. I'm still 46. So and then my classmate, so he's probably like 46 or 47 now. Joe DeToro from my St. Jerome's class in 1990. We were 2 of 9 boys that graduated out of the class of 90. You know, we had 20, I want to say 29 or 30 kids in our class. Justin, I went to Catholic school, St. Jerome's, and only 9 boys, 21 girls. So yeah, imagine 6th, 7th, and 8th grade when we're going through the big P. Yeah, not fun. Yeah. I'm not going to delve into that. I mean, there's too many bad, weird stories, you know.
It's 9 o'clock.
What's that? What the hell?
That's my laptop. My bad.
All right. So, all right. So I want to promote a few things before we go. Super Bowl boxes and my playoff pool. So if anybody wants to get in, and Justin, this goes for you too, and anybody in Amazon, if pass the word. I got my Super Bowl boxes, $5, $10, $20. Email me at chazzroyalty@chazzroyalty.com. That's where I'll take any and every number that you want of the box. The boxes are filling up, especially the $5 ones. So I do have 10s, I do have 20s, and I might actually open up another 5 if this 5 actually fills up. So again, with the playoff pool, it's pretty basic and simple. I'm going to show you what it looks like. So this is it. So you got name, obviously. The Chiefs are the bye team.
Yep.
And you got each game, and I even put in when they're playing and actually what station to watch them on. Now it's only the one channel. I'm not putting Peacock. I'm not putting Paramount. That's just too much. You want to go on Paramount and Peacock, you figure it out yourself. But NBC for the AFC teams with the CBS game on Sunday, which is Miami Buffalo, which basically Buffalo is going to destroy Miami. And then you got it's a Saturday game in the afternoon. You got the Sunday game in the afternoon, and the Monday game. And yes, to people that didn't know, there is a Monday game for the playoffs. So they do this every year for the wild card. They got to fit 6 games in 3 days. This is how they do it. They have a Monday game, and you're watching football on Monday there, Justin. So
yes, I am. Without a doubt.
Amazon. He might be calling out on Tuesday. Anyway.
Well, I was in a nasty mood that next day.
All right, and with this playoff pool, I have a thing with this playoff pool that someone did years ago on a radio show. Okay, now as you can see in the playoff pool, it's $5. So each sheet, you can do multiple sheets. Okay, now if anybody watched Mike and Mike in the morning on ESPN Radio years ago in the early 2000s, all the way probably up to the mid-teens. Okay, Mike and Mike did this thing with the March Madness called Sheet of Integrity. Okay. Now, Mike Greenberg, if you remember, did 1 sheet. Mike Golick did about 8 or 9. So, where I do tell everybody that you can do multiple sheets for this pool, I'm trying something out about making a sheet of integrity, which is that's your sheet that you're using in this, I guess, bubble of sheets to see who's the best out of all of them. There's going to be no money for it. It's just a test to see if there's enough people that are interested in it. So if you have questions about it, like I said, email me, chazzroyalty@gmail.com. I'm not going to give my phone number out here. That we'll do that down the road. You know, if I get to know you better, I'll give you my phone number. Enough people have my phone number. So that's pretty much it for that. And then lastly, wild card weekend. That's this weekend coming up, Saturday, January 14th. The time of the show is tentative, just because I might be doing something that day, so I might have to even do it earlier. So if there's nobody watching me, that's fine. So be it. You know, I could do it by myself and just post it and go from there. But tentatively, I'm going to schedule it for 11 o'clock because I don't think I'm doing anything at the moment. But my lovely fiance, soon-to-be wife, told me, yeah, we're not going out. We're not doing something. I'm like, okay, I guess we are. So you got to do what the wife says. You know, Justin, I don't know if you're there yet. Are you
looking out there? Looking.
Huh? You're looking?
Looking.
Well, ladies, if there's any ladies, I don't know if these 2 people that are watching us are ladies or no single women. I don't know too many. I don't know too many. Now, I'm assuming you work with one, but is Sarah still single? I don't know. Yes, I brought Sarah up. Let's see if somebody actually knows what Sarah I'm talking about. Because I will say, I miss Sarah. She was a great PA.
She's a great heart, man.
Yeah. Absolutely. I love her to death. But you know what? There's coworkers you love and there's coworkers you don't, and then the ones you don't, you just forget about. So
absolutely.
Well, except for the ones you don't, you sit at their table every day, don't you?
Yes. Yeah.
John and Chris, you knew you had to know you were coming into this podcast with Justin here. You know, and Justin, you know this. I'm probably one of the few people that back you up.
Yeah, so I know that. I know that. You know me when I put my foot in my mouth.
Yeah, I'm one of the few. Even when I'm bashing the Cowboys, I'm probably gonna back you up here or there. You know, so yeah. I can't say the stuff that John and Chris say to you. I just can't do it. But that's it for now. So I appreciate Justin. I appreciate you coming on.
I enjoyed it.
Fun. Okay, I hope we do this again.
Yes.
All right, man. And everybody, I'll see you on January 14th. We'll see who pops on with me to do the picks. All right, Justin, have a good night, man.
You too, man. Take care.
Take care.